This week, we're talking about synergy, which is not just about me, it's about we. Hi, everyone, and welcome to yet another episode of Atomic Ambition, the podcast, where we delve deep into personal development, self-improvement books, and we focus on one thing that you can take away from those books to improve your lives. This week, we are talking about The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. And I want to tell you a little story, if that's okay, because the habit that we're going to talk about was not something that I originally took away from the first time I read this book. But I have noticed that it's not in every self-improvement, self-development or professional development book. But I've noticed that in lots of books that I've read relating to self-improvement or self-development, there is this theme that seems to run through a lot of them. And I don't know whether it's like kind of like the magic sauce, which I have discovered, possibly. I don't know. Maybe I have. Maybe I've discovered the secret. And if I have, then I'm going to share that secret with you guys. Because in lots of books about self-development, self-improvement, one of the themes is what in this book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, Stephen Covey calls synergy. Other people call it collaboration, teamwork, being a good team player. But synergy is really about embracing the power of we over the power of me. Now, this is something that has really hit home with me recently, fairly recently, let's say in the past 12 months. I'm a self-employed freelancer, so I've been working on my own for many, many, many years. To be honest with you, for 20 years I've been working on my own as a freelancer, normally working from my home office. So I have kind of developed lots of habits that involve me working in isolation. And I thought that was good. I thought I can work in isolation. I don't need other people. Yeah, I can work in isolation. I take my work, I work in isolation, and then I deliver my work. Brilliant. I was really, really happy for a long time. But then I started to realize that there's so much more to life than just working in isolation. And like I said, I think I found the secret sauce that seems to be in a lot of these books relating to professional development, personal improvement. And a lot of it is about embracing synergy, your colleagues, people. So it's almost the opposite of what I was doing, which was basically working in isolation, only communicating when I had to, when I absolutely had to, yeah, just to, deliver the work, get answers to questions and deliver the work. Only communicating when I absolutely had to. To now, I feel the need to collaborate. It's strange. I feel the need to collaborate. I can't actually tell you why I feel the need to collaborate. I just do feel this need to collaborate. Okay. Now, I think different people reading the book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, I think different people might get different or might take different things from the chapter dedicated to synergy. I think it was habit number 6, synergy. So honestly, I think you might take different things from it. But for me, it has developed into this idea of, I don't know, trying to create a community of like-minded people. One of those is my wife, if I'm honest with you. My wife is very like-minded. We are very, very similar, which is quite surprising because a lot of our friends, they are opposites, because people say opposites attract. So maybe you have like a quiet person and a loud person, things like that. But to be honest with you, I mean, and I've spoken to a lot of people. I actually spoke to someone a few days ago who was describing herself in ways that I can understand. Introverted, quiet, stay at home type people, married to a complete extrovert who dragging her out to the house to parties and things like that. And honestly, that would be an absolute nightmare for me. I don't think I would like that. Yeah. So me and my wife, we are surprisingly similar in terms of personalities and styles, which is brilliant. But I think on the downside of that, because there's no one to drag us out to those, let's say, parties or social occasions, we tend to neglect that part of our lives. But I am growing this feeling inside of me about the need to collaborate, socialize, synergy. Okay, it's growing inside of me. More from a professional perspective than from a personal perspective. But certainly from a professional perspective, this idea of the whole is better. There's more value in the whole than in the individual parts that make up the whole, if that kind of makes sense. So let me try and give you an example. I can maybe produce this video podcast myself. I'm doing the video recording, I'm doing the sound recording, I'm doing the editing myself. And I'm going to continue to do this because it's a learning process. It's kind of like, I don't know, what would I describe it? It's a hobby. It's a hobby situation for me in terms of doing this. But I can do this myself. But imagine if I collaborated with, I don't know, sound engineers, video editors, videographers, I don't know, someone who could even, I don't know, makeup artist who could make me look, 10 years younger. The outcome of the video would be, I don't know, 100 times better, 10 times better, 100 times better. I don't know. So I'm going to try and, over the next period of my life, however long that takes, I'm going to start reaching out to people to collaborate. I don't know how I'm going to collaborate, but I'm going to start reaching out to people for collaborative opportunities. So that is the next stage of my life. And I want to encourage you guys to do that as well. I want you to think about how things that you're doing, how they could be improved by working with somebody else. Even if you're just sort of reaching out to somebody just to ask for a little bit of advice about something. And it could be within your circle, it could be outside of your circle. My circle is quite small, so I'm definitely reaching outside of my circle. Yeah, it's going to be tough because I'm quite sort of introverted and shy. I'm not great. I'm not great at that task. I know I have to do it, so I'm going to do it. Yeah. That's the. See, just talking about it is actually making me feel a little bit, a little bit worried about it, because that's me. I'm quite. I think on camera, I come across as being quite a confident, outgoing person, but that's not me in reality. Yeah, I'm quite sort of shy, introverted as a person. You might think, well, why am I making videos? This is part of my process, I suppose, of coming out of my shell, maybe. That's a good way to describe it. But anyway, synergy. Synergy is about embracing the whole. The whole of something can be far more valuable than the individual components. Another way to think about it, think about if you drive a car, okay, your car is made up of thousands of different components. Individually, those components don't really do much. But when you combine all of those components together, you get something that is much more valuable than the sum of the individual components. I think life is like that a little bit. Yeah, life is about those opportunities, experiences, and people that you come across in life. So, okay, that's the next stage in my life. I am going to start embracing opportunities for synergy with other people, and I hope you do too. That's it for this week. See you all again soon.